So you're going to lure your puppy into the crate and you're going to continuously flow some treats every 1 second as long as he stays in the crate. What you want to do is make sure your puppy has the freedom to exit at this point, because all we're doing here is trying to teach them that it's a nice place to be. I want you to repeat this exercise until your puppy is happy in the crate for around 1 minute. Notice after several repetitions, I'm letting my puppy out of the crate. So what I'm doing here is I'm releasing my puppy. I will say okay and then toss a treat away. You're then going to point to the crate as your puppy's coming toward you to see if they can go into the crate without the food lure. So this is then getting it on a hand signal. You're then going to continuously flow your treats again around 1 second apart as long as your puppy stays in the crate. What I then want you to do is when your puppy is happy for a minute again in the crate with your hand signal, you're then going to move to the next stage, which is to feed your puppy, and you're just going to look at lengthening the treats apart this time though. So you're going to try and feed every 2 to 3 seconds. As you can see here, what I'm actually doing as well is I am luring my puppy into a down position during this training. Now don't worry if they don't go into a down straight away. You can feed them for standing or sitting. It doesn't really matter as long as they're happy in the crate. But I really like to encourage a settled position in there. So if you're helping them out and luring them in there into that down position, that can also help them to relax a little bit more in the crate area too. Once your puppy's happy in the crate for around a minute and they're happy to walk in and out of the crate, what I then want you to do is start to build up closing the door. As you can see here, I only close the door a quarter of the way. And when I close the door, I immediately feed my puppy. If they look happy with this, I'll then close it half away, shut, and then feed my puppy. And I'll build this up to the point where you can get to a stage where the door is fully closed and your puppy is happy whilst you're feeding your puppy. When you're working through this stage, at any point when you open the door, what I want you to do is immediately feed your puppy. It's really important that we teach them that when the door opens, you don't need to forge out. Actually, great stuff comes if you stay in there, even with the door open. Again, you can let them move out if they want to, of course, if they feel they need to have a little break, but it's really useful to feed when the door opens too, to make that a positive experience and then wanting to stay in there regardless of whether that door's open or closed. What you want to aim for is getting to the stage where you can close the door and your puppy can remain in there for 10 seconds before they get a piece of food. So you want to look at lengthening out the duration of the treats that are flowing to your puppy. So the next stage is about adding some duration. What I want you to do is make sure that the crate is nice and comfortable. Get yourself a stuffed Kong or a special chew. And then what I want you to do is just cue your puppy to go into the crate using your hand signal. I want you to place the Kong in there with them and close the door. I then want you to just hang out next to the crate. And what I recommend you do is just do something like watching TV or reading a book. And do this for around 10 minutes. Every so often, I want you to also drop treats in every 20 to 30 seconds. Even though they have their Kong, I also want you to do that every 20 to 30 seconds. Do this 4 or 5 times over 2 or more days and then move to the next stage when they're happy and displaying no signs of distress. The next stage, you're going to repeat exactly what you did before, but this time you're going to occasionally get up and leave the room. And then you're going to return within a few seconds. So this should be really small bursts of you going out of sight of your puppy. So I'm talking 5 to 10 seconds. Again, do this around 4 to 5 times over 2 or more days, and then move on to the next stage if they're showing no signs of distress. The next stage is to then build up some more duration. So I want you to place your puppy in the crate with a Kong, but now I want you to do this for around 30 minutes. And I want you to start feeding less frequently. So your treats want to start dropping in the crate every couple of minutes. Again, do this for around 4 or 5 times over 2 or more days until your puppy is fully happy. From here, you can increase the duration as long as your puppy is displaying no signs of distress. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, and if you're wanting more tips on all things puppy and how to train your puppy, then don't forget to subscribe, because there's lots more videos coming out over the upcoming months.